look like that's the case today. I guess they got it fixed, whatever they were doing. Alright gang, so we're gonna get some fuel and then we're gonna get out of here, man. Alright, so I'm gonna do my post trip after I finish talking to you guys. Alright guys, so I have to let you know about my breakdown experience, man. This may help somebody. It's something that I didn't know, right? You learn something every day, and I'm gonna show you guys a couple things and then give you a little bit of advice on some things. But before I get to that, oh, and also we hooked up to a brand new trailer, man. So we're gonna do a quick walk around / walk inside, and I'm gonna let you guys check out this 2024 trailer. Really nice trailer, man. And I'm gonna show you guys, you know, what it looks like. There's definitely some similarities between the, I guess, 2022 or 2023 model that we have, but there are some differences, and I'll point those out. But let me go ahead and get into this story, man. So I had a breakdown on Tuesday morning, early Tuesday morning, right? I was here at the hotel, getting ready to start my second day on my route. If you guys been following the channel, you know I'm on a 2-day route. So I was getting ready to start my second day. I come out to the truck, you know, in the process of doing my pre-trip, and you know, I go to crank up my tractor and it wouldn't start. It wouldn't turn over. So I'm like, man, what's going on? The headlights and everything were bright. It didn't seem like it was a battery issue. The one thing that I noticed is there was a notification. There was an error message that popped up on the display, and I took a picture of it because I sent it to my manager, because I told him I didn't wake him up that night or that early morning. Normally what we do, the procedure is at GFS, we normally call the shop, and that's really the fleet department. So we'll call them anytime we have any, you know, issues with the truck. So I called those guys and let them know the problem I was having, right? So I turned the tractor over, tried to start it. It wouldn't start, and the windshield wipers was just going full speed, right? And they was actually off. Yeah, it was just some stuff that has never happened to me before. So this error message right here, it says Stalk Switch Right Error. Called the fleet department and explained to them what was going on. You know, I let them know about the message that was showing up on the display, and they really didn't know, you know, what was going on. I don't think, you know, they've seen that before either. My manager, I told him about it. He said he's never saw it. After, you know, going back and forth with him and some other guys in the shop, talking to multiple people, they basically, you know, came to the conclusion that, look, why don't you try taking the battery cables off? You don't need to take all of them off. Just take all of the negative cables off the batteries. Let them, you know, let it sit for a few minutes, and then put them back on. That'll reset the system, and, you know, let me know what happens, right? So, you know, I was asking, like, man, where's the battery located? Let me show you guys real quick where the battery is located. This is a 2023 Freightliner Cascadia. I'll show you guys real quick. Turn this off so y'all can hear me. So the battery in these Freightliners is right underneath this deck plate right here. So if you take this off, all you have to do is remove these little handles right here. Just push them down and up. That'll come off, and then you just lift up the deck plate, and there's a black cover right here that's covering it up. Once you lift this deck plate up, it's a little screw, or like a knob. You basically just unscrew the knob, and this cover comes off, and the batteries will be underneath it. Yeah, man, so that's what I did there. Got the cover off of it. before I was able to take the cables off, I had to have some tools, right? And that's one tip I want to give you guys, right? Or at least a suggestion. Keep some tools in your tractor. Now, I have a couple tools in here, but I didn't really have what I needed. I keep a hammer with me, and we also have a wrench for changing out these lines, right? We had some guys in the past that, you know, snapped some lines. So my supervisor actually, you know, he bought us all a spare line and a wrench to keep inside the tractor. So I have that, but in order to remove the cables, I needed either some grip pliers or really a ratchet set, right? So I would suggest anybody, any truck driver, I don't care if you're a company driver or owner operator, keep some tools inside of your tractor, man. You know, just the basics, right? Like a hammer, a pair of pliers, preferably some grip pliers, and a ratchet set, and a cutting tool, a knife or something like that, right? I just think it's essential because, you know, if it's a minor repair, something that you can probably fix on your own, it'll save you a lot of time for having to wait on, you know, roadside assistance to come out to you and put you behind. Like if you're doing something like what I do, food service or some type of delivery type of job, you know, well, I know a lot of you guys, most of you are probably getting paid by the hour, so some people probably wouldn't mind the breakdown just to, you know, be sitting and getting paid on the clock. But a lot of us, particularly in food service, you know, a lot of us really don't like to get behind, right? Not because of a breakdown. It happens and you got to deal with it. But, you know, if it's something that we can fix in a hurry and kind of get back on the road, I think that's what most of us would probably do. So I didn't have the tools with me. I actually bought this tool set right here. I bought this from Walmart it's probably been almost 2 months ago now, but I was keeping it in my tractor. I'm gonna show you guys what's in here. I was keeping this in my tractor, but then I stopped, right? I stopped keeping it in my tractor and I started, you know, putting it back in my personal vehicle, and I don't know why I did that, right? Well, I know why I did it, because a lot of times, you know, our tractors go up for a PM, right? And I just didn't want to leave it in the tractor while it's going up to get service. So I would take it out and I would bring it with me when I, you know, run my route or whatever. But this particular day I didn't have it. So I had to go inside, ask the front desk clerk at the hotel if they had any tools. I know they have maintenance on site here, so I just assumed, you know, they probably got some tools on site, in which they did. And shout out to one of the ladies that were super nice. Everybody here is super nice to me. But she was like, she walked me down to the maintenance guy's room. She said, Anthony, if you don't have the tools, because she gave me a pair of pliers, but they were like, they weren't good pliers. So, you know, those didn't do any good. So I had to go back in, and she was like, look, if those pliers don't work, come back in and I'll let you go down here to the maintenance room and, you know, you can see what's in there, right? So that's what she did. She took me down to the maintenance room, and when she opened the door, it was like tool heaven, right? So I was happy to see that, and I was able to grab the tools that I needed, which was basically a ratchet set. I was able to get the job done. And yeah, once I put those cables back on, came back out to the truck, it crunked right up. So this morning I was thinking about the whole situation, right? And I'm like, you know what? I probably should have went on YouTube to see if any information was on there about this error message. I don't know why that didn't come to mind in that moment. Usually when it's some type of issue, I go on YouTube first to see if anybody has had the same issue. What do you know? I've seen several videos of people with the exact same problem with that Stalk Switch error message, and the same thing happened to them. The windshield wipers was going like crazy and it wouldn't start. By the way, if you never driven the automatic, these type of automatics, you gotta have it in neutral in order to start the tractor. But you know, all of that was in neutral and it still wouldn't start, and they was having the same issue. So I'm like, let me see how they fixed the issue. So let me show you something. So some of those guys had a button, right? Well, not necessarily a button, but some of those guys had like a knob. It was like a kill switch right down on the floor, right? So they can just turn the knob and you got to turn it off for about 5 minutes, and then you turn it back on, and then you know you can crank the truck up and then start it. Like, that was the solution to the problem for those of you who may have that knob in your truck. Depending on the make and model of your truck, it's either going to be on the floor, or some of the guys had it right here on the back of the tractor. Right? Let me show you. They had it like right here. There was a knob right here that you could turn. As you can see, I don't have it on my tractor, but they had a knob you could turn it off, and you basically do the same thing, right? It's the same steps. Turn it off, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you turn it back on and you're good to go. But as you can see, like I said, I don't have either one of those on this tractor. So that's the thing with some of these Freightliners. You know, depending on your make and model, you may not have all the features, right? And that's the thing with our Freightliners. It's like really basic, right? It's a base model, so we don't have all those features. I remember I had somebody one time, I made a video and I pulled my fifth wheel pin with my, you know, with my hand, just pulled it out. Now obviously I got my fifth wheel pin puller right here hanging up, but I think I had left it in my car or something like that, so I pulled it with my hand. And there was somebody that dropped a comment on the video, and it was like, man, you know, all you have to do is push that release button, your fifth wheel release button in your tractor. I was like, bro, I don't have that. And let me show y'all what I'm talking about. So on some tractors, they have a fifth wheel pin release button right here where your rest of your buttons are. But as you can see, I don't have that on my tractor. So again, this tractor is like very limited when it comes to certain features. So, you know, depending on the make and model of your tractor, you may or may not have that. So in this case, if you have that issue with that message, if you don't have the knob to turn off, then you may have to do the same thing as far as taking off the cables. All you have to take off is the negative cables on your batteries, let it sit for a few minutes and put them back on, and then come back and start your truck, and it should start up if you're having this issue. All right, now let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. All right guys, so this is it. This is 2024. One thing that I noticed about this one is it's got the swivel glad hands on it, which I think is good. It definitely reduces the risk of snapping one of your hoses because these move with the trailer. So that's one difference. Also, this trailer it sits higher than the other trailers. It's also much easier to slide the tandems with this trailer. All you gotta do is pull this little lever, but this little lever is much easier to pull than some of the older trailers. Now some trailers, all you have to do is push a button, and that button will push the pin in, and then you can slide your tandems that way. But that's not the case with this one. You gotta pull this little arm right here out all the way, and then you can slide your tandems that way. It's got the double doors on both sides, just like my other one that I'm normally in, the 2022 or 23. This trailer does sit up a lot higher than the other trailer. That's something else I noticed. And I noticed we got another guy right here on the back of the trailer. Still got the light ramp that I like, super light ramp. Man, that makes a big difference. Some of these ramps on these trailers feel like they weigh 100 pounds. And it's a workout in itself, just trying to push the ramp back in. Let's look in the inside real quick. Let me get up here. I should have turned the light on. Hopefully it's light enough the way you guys can see. Yeah, man. Brand spanking new trailer. Love new, man. I love new. Let's see, it's freezing. Wait. Oh, that's what we got in the freezer. Yeah, man. Another thing about this trailer that the other ones, the older ones don't have is when you're in here for a while, you know, the lights will start flashing after a certain period of time. I think to basically let you know that, you know, they're gonna be turning off soon. I was trying to time it to find out, you know, how long it stays on after the flash, but it took a while to go off. I had already finished up the stop, so I don't know how long it's take. I'll probably time it at another stop tomorrow just to see. But yeah, it's a nice trailer, man. As you can see, I got my lunch bag right here. I keep it in what I call the refrigerator. Close this back up for a second. Keep it right there. But that's it, guys. That's the 2024 trailer. You can see, once again, it's got the double doors on both sides. I like having that. But it's a good looking trailer. So let me go ahead and get done, finish up my post trip so I can get checked into the hotel, man. Oh, and for all my new drivers out there that may not know, if you ever get pulled over by DOT and they ask you for your trailer registration, 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be inside of this little dome right here. Just twist this cover and all your paperwork for your trailer is usually inside of there. All right, that's something that they didn't teach me in trucking school. I learned that when I got pulled over by DOT. So that may be some useful information for some of you new drivers out there. Your company should have, you know, some type of booklet like this right here with all your important documents in there for your tractor, like your, you know, your insurance and your registration and all that. That's for the tractor, but for the trailer it's separate because you have different trailers, right? You don't have the same trailer all the time, so each trailer has their own registration and all that type of stuff. So if you ever get pulled over by DOT and they give you an inspection, they ask you for your trailer registration, that's where you find it at. All right, hey, but that's about it, guys. I appreciate y'all as always for tapping in. Congratulations to anybody who have recently got their CDL. Congratulations to anybody who have recently got hired on with a company and been given an opportunity. If you're in a transition right now to switch jobs, good luck to you. I hope it works out for you. And yeah, man, you guys keep it locked to the channel. We got more videos dropping in the near future. All right, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Until the next video, I'm out. Peace.